Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
Yeah. Makachev is really slowing down Volkanovski with the kicks, and he's not moving no more. He's not reacting to Volk's fakes and feints, so he's not allowing Volk to kind of get his rhythm going. And it's kind of throwing Volkanovski off. The way you throw somebody off that likes to. Ooh!
Jesus, done. He's done.
Oh man, yeah. So breaking down UFC 294. I don't know what you guys thought about it, but I thought it was one of the weirdest cards ever. Honestly, from the beginning of the fight, from watching Victor Henry get kicked in the balls, where supposedly the doctor even went in there and told him that he didn't get kicked in the balls. They ended up calling this thing a no contest to Johnny Walker getting kicked in the head or getting kneed in the head. I'm sorry. And then the referee or the doctor going in there and just completely calling it off. To Paulo Borrachinha brawling in Abu Dhabi with some freaking crazy fans. To just the co-main event, getting a chance to see Kamaru Usman and Hamza Chima finally go at it. I mean, where do I start? But I would love to start off with let's start off with the co-main event, Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. I mean, it's unfortunate. What is there to say about that fight? Like, you know what I'm saying? One guy got kneed and somehow was a DQ because it was an illegal knee. And I do feel like sometimes if you do hit somebody illegally, like, no, it should be a victory for the other guy. You know what I'm saying? But either way, Johnny Walker was good to fight, and somehow the ref called it out. To me, it's weird because it just seems like Johnny Walker's just like he's either super goofy or he just has like maybe split personalities, because he was trying to fight Ankalaev when he wasn't even fighting when the actual fight actually came, and they were just pretty much, they're both kind of dancing for that one round that we saw. I mean, there was really nothing that really took place that was special. But then again, we heard out in the back that Johnny Walker eventually ended up getting kicked out because of maybe he was doing ruckus, keep the gimmick, how can I say it? Don't become the gimmick, or don't try too damn hard. But I think either way, in that position, Ankalaev should probably be disqualified if they're gonna call the fight off. You see what I'm saying? But whatever it is, it's none of my damn business. I'm just saying, it's like a lot of these referees, they need them. A lot of these doctors who are in there, they have to have witnessed certain fights in order for them to be at the highest levels of the UFC. You can't just call some random ass doctor for him to make these crazy decisions like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? These dudes are going to fight. And a lot of times too, you do need a translator. Maybe they should get a translator in there to actually translate in Portuguese so this dude could actually understand. No excuse. If a fighter doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to fight. But either way, I think it was going to be easy work for Ankalaev. They could run it back, and I think they should run it back as soon as possible. Maybe November 16th seems nice. But let's get down now to the co-main event, the co-main event. Hamza Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman. Yep, you got Kamaru, you got 20 seconds. You got 20 seconds. Come on, baby. Angels in the outfield. Bring in that right hand. Yeah, I can see that because it almost prepares you, man. It almost prepares you. Going 5 rounds, especially if you're in a championship fight, it almost prepares you. But, Hamza Chimaev definitely 1 in 3, and maybe even 2. Kamaru was doing really good in the beginning of 2 and 3, but it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough, man. I think Kamaru needed a little more confidence just striking, but I think those takedowns in the beginning, he went straight on his head like Humpty Dumpty. It almost seemed like Kamaru just over-respected Hamza a little bit too much, in my opinion. And And then at the end of the day, I thought Hamza did enough to win 100%. I could see if there's any round that I could maybe see Kamaru winning was probably that second, but Hamza did a really good job of actually stealing the rounds within the last end of these rounds. I think if Hamza was to fight Apollo Bohashinia that fights the way he fights and he's not able to take him down, I think Hamza would be in for a long night. And I don't want to bring Apollo's name that much because he's a wild card. Like, he's only going to fight maybe once every 2 or 3 years. But when he fights, he does fight. He does bring it. And I will say that. I think now what's next for a guy like Hamza Chimaev is Deshaun. You know, you give him Deshaun Sterling. And before I was thinking, Hamza, all right, man, I think Hamza is gonna just murder him. Not really, man. Not really, because Sean Strickland's a real middleweight, and Sean Strickland will fight, and he will defend you, and he will keep fighting you. So I almost feel like I'm kind of switching, you know, because this is the second time that Hamza has fought another elite fighter that I can honestly now kind of gauge him on where is it that I feel that he's actually at. And the way I see it is, I think Hamza's in that. I don't know if Hamza gets past Deshaun Strickland. You know, did he win against Kamaru Usman? 100%. Could he have that power to be able to take down Sean round after round and do what he does? Because if you guys notice in that third round against Kamaru, he was tired. He lost. He was losing that third round until he ended up getting that takedown. So that being said, what is it that Hamza's actually gonna? Does Hamza have that threshold to really go 5 rounds? You know, I was always thinking, it's like, oh no, he's gonna go in there and really kind of mop it with Sean, but not really, man. Not really. I think I do have a right to jump sides, because according to what I saw. So, you know, Hamza Chimaev officially became the number 1 contender. I think he's in for a fight with Sean Strickland. And I do believe that guys that just fight, that just know about fighting, if Sean is able to get to his feet, which I think he will, I'm placing my money with Sean Strickland. You guys call me a hater all you damn want, but because it's a 5-round fight and because Strickland has that certain condition, even though he did lose to Kamaru Usman back in the day, things change. It is different. So a lot of good things happen at middleweight, but notice all these killers that are being skipped. Robert Whittaker's being skipped. Jared Cannonier's being skipped. I mean, you're talking about the dogs of the dogs, because a lot of these guys don't know how to open their damn mouth. Anyway, that's none of my business. That's on them. So the middleweight division right now is popping, but you know, it's you know, with a guy like Israel Adesanya taking the break, what is it that's actually going to be next? And now for the main event. Yeah. Makev is really slowing down Volkanovski with the kicks, and he's not moving no more. He's not reacting to Volk's fakes and feints. So he's not allowing Volk to kind of get his rhythm going. And it's kind of throwing Volkanovski off. The way you throw somebody off that likes to. Ooh!
Jesus, done. He's done.
Oh man, yeah. That was it. Whoa.
Jesus.
Yeah, that leg kick.
But he was high.
No, I know, but notice what he started doing. He started literally going to his body, and next you know, he brought it up top and knocked him out. Wow. He brought the leg kicks in. Damn.
Okay.
I think it's his first time getting finished.
Yeah, Volk. I mean, what could a KO like that do to Volkanovski?
Not fighting in January.
Oh, he's gonna be in suspension. He's gonna want to still. He's gonna want to get that back. But yeah, he just lost his pound for pound status. You know, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. I mean, who imagined that? You know what I'm saying? You talk about somebody that really came back and be like, hey, not only am I going to take this fight too against a guy that I've had a close fight with, but I'm gonna stop him. And that's exactly what Islam did. You know how hard it is to find training partners that are short, that are strong, that are lightweights, that have that threshold of Volkanovski. It was just as hard for Islam to accept the fight as it was for Alexander Volkanovski on that short notice, you know? Because who are you gonna bring in to mimic? What short dude that's 5'6" as a lightweight you're gonna bring in to give you that look, especially when you've been training a guy that's close to 6 feet? You know, it changes the game, but Islam did a really, really good job of breaking his legs down, going low, not reacting to Volkanovski's fakes, and then eventually bringing that left high kick, catching him right on top of the temple, and eventually finishing Volkanovski. There's a lot of mistakes that people do, and I think Volkanovski's gonna make that mistake as well, is jumping back in there right away. When you get knocked out, allow your brain to really kind of settle back at you. You really do need a 6-month break rather than getting back in there right away. It happens all the damn time. You gotta let your ego go, and maybe you should let Max Holloway fight him. But whatever it is, I think, you know, you did get caught with that leg kick. You did lose, but what is it that Volkanovski's gonna do next? Is Volkanovski going to still take the fight January 20th? Because if it's up to him, it's a go. Depends how is it that the UFC wants to kind of keep him. If the UFC kind of wants to protect him, then they'll tell him no. But if they see something if they just want to let him fight and leave it up to Volkanovski, then Volkanovski is definitely going to say yes. You know, kudos to Volk, one, for taking the fight. But if there's one thing that I could advise him is, you're probably going to need, as much as I want to see you fight Ilya, you're probably going to need 6 months to really get your brain together, to really, you know, like, let that anxiety out and other things, maybe go compete in something else. If you don't want to stay home, as you say, you know, as you want to stay busy, but do not be getting punched or kicked, man. You just cannot, because a guy like Ilya Topuria, that dude comes with nasty intentions, and his job after you being knocked out, he's gonna go in there, he's gonna want to take your damn head off. And then now for Islam Makhachev, what's next for him? What's next for the champ? What's next for the guy who right now is probably now considered the pound for pound king? You know what it is? His name is Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje just got a leg kick finish on Poirier. You know, Islam Makhachev just got a leg kick finish on Alexander Volkanovski. Why don't we match them all up? You know, Charles Oliveira had his chance. Charles Oliveira, you know, got cut. You know, in his eyebrow, he's out. He's out, and he's gonna be out. And I think we need new storylines. So for that reason, I do feel that Justin Gaethje should be next. And I believe Justin Gaethje has a style that could be problematic for Islam. You know, but I'm thinking Islam's probably gonna go back and watch the fight with Gaethje and Khabib. And what is it that Khabib did to Justin Gaethje? He pressed him, he took away his leg kick, and then he wrestled him. And if there's one thing that I will say that Gaethje does need to get better at, he does need to get better on bottom. It's kind of like, I even saw it in Kamaru Usman, they're kind of like, when a wrestler gets taken down, he gets put on his back, it's almost like, if he's not getting up, it's almost like they're like turtles. They almost like kind of like react a little too late. And I saw that in Kamaru, and I saw that in a little bit with Kamaru. You know, I'm not here to bag on him for whatever reason, but there's positions in that fight with Kamaru and Chimaev where Kamaru actually could have got out, but he pretty much just decided to kind of, you know, allow the round to go by and then kind of bring it into the second. I understand that too, but can Justin Gaethje, because if he does get taken down by Islam, could Justin Gaethje get back to his feet? That's the big question that I have in that fight, because Islam Makhachev and Justin Gaethje is going to be a freaking fight that every matchmaker wants to make. The American versus the Russian. Will Justin Gaethje finally get his crack at becoming, or his second crack, at becoming the UFC lightweight champion of the world. What you got for me, Matthew?
So taking it back to Hamza, he just told Brett Okamoto that he thinks he broke his right hand in the first round. Does that change your opinion on his performance at all?
No, not really, because you don't know if you broke your hand in the first round. You don't know if that hand really was broken. You just fight. You just know that it's injured. You just gotta continue to keep using it. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, not really, man. I think Hamza has some conditioning issues. As good as he starts, that if he's not careful in a 5-round fight, it is different. Train for a 3-round fight and train for a 5-round fight, it is different. And that's the difference between an experienced champion and somebody trying to become a contender.
Do you think this was Volkanovski's last chance to become a champ?
Yeah, was this Volk's last chance? Well, yeah, could be. It could be, but no, not really. I think Volkanovski, the same reason why Volk hasn't, why maybe his chances ain't over is because he's already gone through the featherweight division, and I think he's gonna have to maybe do a 5-win streak again in order for him to get another title shot at another championship belt.
So you obviously want to see Gaethje versus Islam next. Do you have an early prediction for that?
I know both of these guys. But who's gonna have the upper hand? Gaethje's kicks, man. I think Gaethje's kicks could really be that difference. Gaethje's scrambling could really be that difference. It all depends what Gaethje actually wants to do. If Justin Gaethje is willing to use some of his wrestling scrambles, if he does get taken down and get better on bottom and really bring in those heavy kicks and learn how to be pressed by going backwards, I think he's in good shape. But as of right now, it just seems like the ball continues to keep rolling on Islam Makachev's side. There's a lot of unique and crazy fights that could happen. Like Islam, he gets past Gaethje, he gets past one more. I think he deserves to go up a weight division. Maybe a Kobe Covington's a champ, or Leon Edwards. I mean, those could be some cool fights too. And maybe he could become the next champ.